The Internal Revenue Service would like to sincerely apologize for not getting your refund to you quickly and efficiently, especially those who may have at one time had their ID stolen or had your original tax refuse absconded with. For you see, it's impossible to get the job done when lawmakers have taken away some of their wasted billions and left them with so few people to do the job. Tissues to wipe away the tears will be handed out. Welcome back to MidPoint, the chairman and founder of Identity Theft 911, Credit.com, also former director of the New Jersey Division of Consumer Services, Adam Levin. Adam, always a pleasure to talk.
Hey, Ed, how are you?
Excellent. I have not yet filed. I will soon. I will not discuss it any further than that, other than to say thank you, IRS. But I think the one thing that we do want to point out is, isn't the IRS looking for a lot of excuses here? Because it seems like, well, you took some of our money away. You don't give us so many people, so we can't do the job anymore. How convenient, right?
Well, I think there's a bigger problem here. You and I have talked about, breaches have become the third certainty in life, and there are so many people now that are victims of identity theft that the problem is growing in intensity. I mean, it is an epidemic. And the issue is all you need is a name, a date of birth, a social security number, and a fake W-2, and you're off to the races. And because the IRS is under congressional mandate to do refunds within a specific period of time, I think it's like 3 weeks if it's electronically filed, 6 weeks if it's snail mail, that we're into a process now where it's sort of refund now and ask questions later.
We look at the numbers. The IRS took an average of 278 days, roughly 9 months, to resolve identity theft cases in fiscal 2013. It likely is going to be a lot worse in 2014. So if you're the victim of the tax ID theft bug, then what do you do next, Adam?
Well, you first of all, you need to communicate with the Internal Revenue Service. You need to set it up so that you get a PIN, so for future years, they'll be able to more clearly identify you. You also have to be on the lookout, because just because you were a victim of tax identity theft doesn't mean it's over. As a matter of fact, because someone has your social security number, it could well mean that you're just at the beginning of a very long and painful road. So you have to also be watching out for the fact that you could be a victim of identity theft in almost every other possible way, whether it's medical, child, for kids in your family because their social security numbers are being stolen in these breaches. It could be criminal identity theft. It could be medical identity theft. I mean, the list goes on, because this is now the crime of choice of organized crime.
With this list then going on, once you get that letter, once you know it, once you know you've been hacked, does it pretty much signal at this point that your life has changed, like it or not, and it's going to change for some time, and you have to change everything? You have to look into every nook and cranny of where your identity goes in order to clean this up, which could take years.
Absolutely. So you have to do what we call the 3 M's. Minimize your risk of exposure, which means you shred, you protect your computer and your smartphone, you don't click on links that you don't understand, that you don't share information with people that you don't know. You have to monitor, which means you check your credit reports, you sign up for sophisticated monitoring programs, you go to places where you can get free credit scores that are updated monthly so you can keep track of the progress on your score, and then you manage the damage, which means it's very helpful to check with your insurance company, your credit union, your bank, or even the HR department where you work to see if there's a program in place that will help you get through situations like this, because the IRS is only step one. Even assuming they're able to help you within a period of time that you're still living, you still need to make sure that you have alternate forms of dispute resolution systems working for you.
So about 15, 20 seconds I have left. Do what my grandfather and my father always told me. Every slip of paper is valuable. I don't know why, but I've still got slips of paper from 7, 8 years back. You got to keep everything just to back yourself up. You can't leave everything electronic anymore.
No, you got to keep stuff to back yourself up, but then you have to make sure you keep it safely, and anything you do back up electronically, back up on an encrypted thumb drive and get it off your computer or your smartphone.
There it is, the smartest thing to do, and just hold on to it, put it in a drawer, and hope you never have to use it ever in your life. Adam, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. Thanks so much, and let's just keep our fingers crossed for the 15th and beyond.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Today marks the first full day of Hillary's presidential campaign. A look back all the way to yesterday when MidPoint continues.